Thank you, Tim. Well, we got some great conditions right now, starting it off with that weekend because it's going to be extremely comfortable. You see right now, as we go into tonight, we're going to see some temperatures getting into the upper 50s, or excuse me, the lower 50s. It's a much more comfortable night than we're seeing as these nights in the past. We've got some increasing cloud cover as we get into tonight, so we're going to be able to hold on to those warmer temperatures. And as we get into Friday, we'll see another warmer day get into those upper 70s. The weekend, of course, is going to be beautiful, like we've been talking about. You see, we're going to get into those 80s on both days. Again, with those lows getting into the 50s, it's going to be a very comfortable weekend that we like to see. But of course, we talked about a lot with that fire risk that we have coming up with Saturday. So we've got those high winds coming up. Of course, we've got brews, ooze, and barbecues happening on Saturday. Not exactly the best time because of all the fire risk, but you're going to have some great temperatures overall. You see 70 degrees when the things gets kicked off. By 3 p.m., 81, that's when we're going to hit that 80-degree period. And as we get towards 6 p.m., things start to slow down a bit. We're going to see those temperatures start to fall back into the 70s. We're going to be having sunset, which is at about 6:45 p.m. So with all of that happening, it seemed like a really great time to talk about fire safety because it could be a very high-risk situation if people are not careful. So especially if you're going to be grilling, watch your grill. Always have someone watching your grill and do everything you can not to keep it unattended because it doesn't take much for a controlled fire to get out of control. Something may knock over, something may spark in the grass. So, definitely be aware of your surroundings. Do everything you can to be cognizant. Follow any burn bans that are happening, which we don't have in place right now, but if those do get alerted later in time, definitely follow those. Be careful with things like cigarette butts. If you throw them on the ground, actually don't throw them on the ground. Make sure they're fully out and put them in the proper trash bin. And if there is a fire, make sure you have a plan, which should mainly start with getting away. So to move on to our weather pattern, we've got these good conditions right now. We have this high pressure that's slowly moving its way over to our east. That's going to continue to make its way out, and that's when we're going to start to see those stronger winds start to make their way into the area. So we've got those winds coming off the mountains going against these winds we have coming in from our southeast. And as we get from Friday night into Saturday, that wind is just going to move its way over. We're going to see those strong conditions as we get through. It's still going to be a very warm day as we get through Saturday. But as we get to the end of Saturday, start moving into Sunday, there's going to be a low pressure system that'll have a decent effect on us. There's the greater system that's up here in the Midwest moving through Michigan and getting up to Canada, and this long cold front that has that big stretching rain that's going to have this low pressure system here that affects us here in West Texas. So primarily it's going to be trying to drag down a lot of that colder air as that front comes through, and we do have the possibility of seeing a little bit of rain as well. The models are slowly starting to come into more green about what we might see, but chances again are still very low, and they're mainly sticking to the big country. You see a lot of those thunderstorms and heavier rains are going to be in northeastern Texas and parts of Oklahoma. So the chances right now are still at about a 20% chance to see if anything is going to stretch its way down into the big country, even the Concho Valley. But as we get into Tuesday, we'll have those colder temperatures, but we will have high pressure to hold us down for a couple of days. So we will see some nice conditions. So wrapping up with that 7-day forecast, we're going to see another roller coaster as we get into next week. So we've got these warm temperatures getting into the 80s of the weekend, but as we start out next week, we're going to see those temperatures drop into the 60s, even the 50s on Tuesday. But you see the strong warming trend as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. But when you look a little bit further into Friday, we may see some more cooler temperatures and maybe even a little bit more rain.